Hey everybody, Rich Lang down here in the bunker with Prep U and check out these products. Hey, what we're looking at, and I'm sure you already know what we're talking about since the title of this video is skunked. Never had that problem up until about 2 weeks ago when a visiting skunk, decided to visit and play with mostly Lily. Yeah, not so much Shiloh, but of course Shiloh had to come over and see what was going on after Lily got sprayed. So he nuzzled up to her and he got it on his face too. So we had the fun pleasure of, I believe it was about 1 o'clock in the morning, after being at the hospital with my wife with a busted up knee. So it was a very interesting day the next day without any sleep. So I started thinking we've talked a lot about prepping, getting out of the way, preparing for a major disaster. If you've ever had an animal or you get skunked and they get into the house, which I recommend right now, do not, no matter what the weather is outside, do not let your animals or you come inside. That's the worst possible thing you can do. The smell comes inside and it just permeates everything, and it's going to be around for quite a while. We've had it, we still smell it after about 2 weeks, so bad on me for letting the dogs come in. And the weird thing about it is I really can't smell it all that much, but my wife is like, dear God, man, what happened? And she figured it out right away and told me that why did I bring the dogs in, and she was right. So the thing, even if you never get skunked, hopefully you don't, you always need to be prepared. We've all heard the story about tomato juice and different things like that for your animals, but forget it. It just doesn't work. It's your dog just smells like a stinky tomato. So I found a couple things on the internet, and this is what we use. We had I've got several containers of each. I've got a big thing of the Dawn that we keep filling this one back up all the time, obviously for dishes and cleaning grease and stuff like that. The stuff is great. Also the Arm & Hammer baking soda, and then the hydrogen peroxide 3%. I have enough in the house to take care of the dogs several times, and just to clean them up. So what they say is soak stinky skin or pet fur, because you can get skunked too. I mean, I've surprised them before out in the woods, around our cottage or whatever, but never have been sprayed. What they say is 4 cups of hydrogen peroxide, a 1/4 cup of baking soda, and a teaspoon of dish soap. Mix that all up and leave it on them for about 5 minutes and then rinse them off. I suggest, although the hydrogen peroxide can be kind of bad for their skin, it isn't too bad. I would suggest doing it twice. Let it soak for 5 minutes, rinse it off, mix up another solution or double your solution, but get them all over. I mean everywhere. The 3% really isn't going to hurt them. I've gotten it in their eyes, my eyes, when they shook. It stung a little bit, but it wasn't bad. I would not recommend, washing your eyes out with it, obviously. But that is what you need to do. And then, of course, if they do get inside, you can get all kinds of carpet freshener. You can get air freshener after zero odor, after Febreze air and fabric, which actually the Febreze worked really well for a while. And the wife said, nah, let's get rid of the rug in the back hall. Let's get rid of the rug in the family room, because that's actually where the dogs went. They went right to the family room. My bad, not the dog's bad. They didn't know any better. But some suggestions, if you have skunks, hide the food outside. And what they mean by that is, they'll snack on anything. Pet food, open garbage. If you have a garden, they'll love the fruit that fell off the garden. They'll love apples. They'll love peaches and pears and all that kind of stuff that fall off the trees or in your yard. Keep that clean. Keep your garden clean. I haven't seen or heard of anybody talking about skunks actually going into your garden and pulling your fruit or vegetables out of the ground or off the bushes. They mostly are just scavengers by chance. If you've got it out there, they're going to do it. Bird feeder. If you got a bird feeder, keep that clean at all times. Keep the ground. I vacuum it. I just get the shop vac out there, vacuum it up, and then put new mulch down. It's just easier. Try to avoid the encounters altogether. Keep pets indoor between dusk and dawn. Skunks are nocturnal, so what you can do too with skunks is light up your backyard. If there's an area where your dogs go out at night, light it up with some yard lights. You can also have automatic sprinklers. You can do on automatic lights that if they crawl into the yard or whatever, the lights come on and they leave. They do not like the light. Also keep your pet current with their rabies vaccination, and if you have kids, tell them those cute little black with white striped animals are not anything to play with, because they'll find out real quickly. So then a couple other little comments about here. Again, I'm going to reiterate some of this stuff. Deterring skunks from coming into your yard. If you have trees that produce nuts, berries, crab apples, or other fruit, clean them up. Rake your yard as often as possible. Other vegetation like piles of grass clippings should also go because they contain seeds or other sources of food. If you have a garden, harvest ripe food and vegetables as soon as possible. Prevent a hungry skunk from feasting on them. And use a tray under your bird feeder. The only problem with the tray under the bird feeder, that's where the squirrels are going to try to jump from the ground up onto your tray and then knock that down and all other things. But if you can do it, go for it. And then clean up any stray seeds that you possibly can. Like I said, install skunk deterrent lights in your yard. That's pretty important. Motion sensors, tripwire, they get tripped when the skunk or other creatures come close. And if you got coyotes too, it's kind of nice for the coyotes or possums and stuff like that. The light will work to deter the little critters from coming into your yard. Protect your waste from the skunks. It's just like raccoons. If you're protecting your garbage from raccoons, you're protecting it from skunks. A lot of times this time of year, they're just looking for a new home. It could be under your deck, under your wood pile, under stuff you have in the backyard. Like I have a rainwater collection system, and I'm not using right now. And of course, it's turned upside down, and I can climb underneath there and stay there for the winter. Or I have a small pond that I used to have in the yard, and I took it out because I got a bigger pond. They'll climb underneath that and like to live there. Remember ammonia? Ammonia deters skunks. Soak old rags in ammonia and place them under your deck or porch to keep the skunks out. Citrus peels have a natural skunk repellent in it. Scatter orange or lemon peels around your property and under your deck or porch. Plus, your property will smell good. You can also buy products like fox and dog urine, but if you have a dog, you don't need to purchase more urine at all. Kind of spray it around. Although this stuff you can spray around. I mean, I don't know if you want to chase your dog around and try to collect it. That would be kind of interesting, and your neighbors just might commit you. Another thing you can use, if you're really having problems getting rid of them, you can get a trap. Most traps that are for squirrels or raccoons will work with skunks. Just remember that if you are going to take them someplace to release them, point them in the right direction. Do not put them in your car. Do not put them in your enclosed truck. Make sure it's out and about, and you can actually throw a towel over it. Do not bring the towel back. It's just not a good idea. But if you throw a towel completely over the trap, they won't see what's going on, and they have a less tendency to spray. Plus, I've been told, I have no proof of this, but I've been told that if they can't lift their tail, they can't spray, which makes perfect sense. So maybe in the trap, they can't lift their leg to spray. So that's it. Just make sure you have a complete supply of this stuff around, and you might, like I said, might want some carpet fresh. But this is key. If you walk outside with your dogs at night, clear the area first. You can also put them on leashes as you take them outside. Even if you have a fenced yard, you can at least get them out into the yard. Take a flashlight with you. Look around. A lot of times you can smell for skunks in the area. We all know that. So that's about it. Hopefully you never have this problem. Hopefully you never get skunked, or your dogs, or if you have a cat that likes to go for a walk, your cat either. Like I said, that's it for this video. Please subscribe if you have not subscribed. We have a lot more videos coming out. Please like us on Facebook, our PrepU website. We come out with pictures and stuff like that of videos that are coming up. As always, please comment on our videos if you like it. If you have any other suggestions, other things that you've used to clean up your pets or yourself from skunks, let us know. So, as we always say, keep aware of your surroundings. Be prepared to be on your own for up to 24 hours because you're going to need to in severe incidences, whether man-made or weather. And please, prep like your life depends on it, because we all know that it really does. Thanks a lot. Take care.